Welcome to Bald Guy DIY. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a glass block light to make your vinyl design shine. We've been making these glass block lights for a few years now, and they really seem popular at craft shows and other places where we featured them for sale. Now, they're quite simple. They're really just a set of string lights inside, but if you don't have the right tools, you can make a real mess when you try to drill the glass blocks. In this video, I'm going to show you the type of bit we use to cut the holes, the type of string lights, and the way that we cap it all off to give it a more finished and polished look. Let's get started. To do this project, I'm using 8x8 construction glass blocks. Now, the blocks that we like to use are the icy style, which are a little more translucent and less transparent, which makes the lights a softer effect and not as obvious that the string lights. It just looks like a nice glow from inside. To drill the holes, we're using a diamond grit hole saw. It's 25mm size. I ordered these online. I'll put a link in the description. To cap the hole, we're going to use these 25mm nylon hole plugs, and I'll put a link to the description for those as well. Now, the first thing that I did was actually cut out a hole that's going to be in a block of wood, and that's going to be used as a reference so that I can hold it in place. Otherwise, the hole saw is going to tend to wander, and so to avoid it from wandering, we're just simply going to guide it inside a wooden hole. The block I'm showing you here is actually a transparent block. It's a scrap because I've already drilled all the holes on the blocks that I had. I like to do this in our sink in our laundry room, and I run water because it really cuts down on the amount of glass dust that'll be put in the air and transferred to everything that we do. Doing it wet causes all of that to be captured in the water, and you'll see in a minute when I'm done. I simply used a cordless drill here. I've used a corded drill in the past, which has a little bit higher speed and more torque. Sometimes cuts through a little easier. Simply just rock the bit back and forth, and it cuts a nice neat hole. As you can see with that white cloudiness, a lot of that is the glass dust. What you're left with inside is just a nice neat plug, and you can see here the plug, nice and round, clean edges, hardly any tear out. This is the end result, the nice clean hole that you get. Now the blocks need to sit out and dry for a while. After they've dried completely and you shake the residue of glass from inside, it's time to apply the vinyl. Now here I'm going to use the top hinge method. These designs have already been sized to fit the inside of the block, so it's easy to line them up and apply them fairly straightly without any particular measuring. You can see here, having a little bit of trouble with the backing sticking. If you've ever worked with vinyl and the kind of cutters that we use, like the Silhouette Cameo, you'll find that there'll always be certain types of vinyl that give you problems. This one in particular, having a little trouble removing from the backing. All of that removed, it's time to remove it from the transfer tape, and here we go. We're left with a finished design. The second one is just as painful. The backing again separating. Now I don't know if these are because we've had these designs for a while or if it's because of the particular vinyl that we used, but these designs really did not weed well, so you know, whatever combination of settings it was or problems with the vinyl, it took a lot of work to clean the backing off. Once all the backing's taken off, again, just need to transfer the design to the block and remove the masking tape, the transfer tape. And now we have two finished blocks. Next we're going to drill the cap. Here I'm using a drill bit and using ceramic towel just as a little bit of backing. And you can see that when you drill the holes, you want to drill them right near that locking mechanism, which means that you only have to trim the edges and then you get a nice path for the wire to go through all the way through. If you cut it somewhere else, it would be harder because you have to cut through more material. Now to insert the lights, we just stretch them out and start feeding them into the hole on the block. Because the hole is a 1-inch diameter, you basically have, a much easier time putting the lights in than you would with a much smaller hole. When that's done, I simply stick it through the cap, shake the lights around, and you can turn it on and see how it glows. That's what they look like all finished. There you have the tools and techniques you need in order to drill and cap a glass block for a glass block light. Now it's up to you to take that blank canvas and turn it into a creation that'll really shine with your own vinyl designs. I hope you take inspiration from the projects that we make or gather ideas that you might use in your own projects down the road. If you like the things we're doing or you have a suggestion, please leave us a comment below and tell us all about it. Hit the like button and let us know we're doing a good job. And check back every week as we post a new video. Until next time in all your DIY projects, be brighter and be balder.